Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to today's Train Sim World 2 live stream. We are on the Peninsula corridor, the MP36, yada yada yada. You know the deal. If you're interested, it's the MP36 PH-3C CT for Caltrain. Alright, let's get in here. We are doing this very first service 4 minutes after midnight. So it's going to take about an hour and a half. Let's go in here and get everything set up, and we will be on our way to San Jose. Oops, wrong side. Yep. Alright. Let's get up. Let's get our buttons all turned on here. Fuel, generator, engine, front marker. Let's put the gauge lights on. Let's get the HEP on. That. Go to run. Let's get our lights on. Alright, I think we're all set here. Let me make sure all of our step lights on. There we go. And most importantly, let's get that on, and our front headlights. Just that to that. I can put on a reading light. There we go. We can put that on. We can turn that off. There we go. That's much easier to look at. Alright, 22nd Street coming right up. Hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday morning. Throttle a little bit there so we don't go speeding out the I can tell you with certainty it is never this starry in San Francisco because of all the lights. You will never see that many stars, and of course it's usually very foggy, so that's not entirely accurate, but it is kind of a neat thing to see with all the stars. But lighting looks pretty good for nighttime. Well, we got a few people in, I guess. Nobody said hello yet in the chat. Can't stay, but drive safe. Thank you. Hello, Bex. Enjoy your day. I suspect Mick is here as well. He's just probably getting himself settled or something. Well, it seems like there are some clouds maybe right there, but I don't know, or maybe it's kind of weird that the stars kind of disappear right there, but... Morning, mate. What a hangover I've got this morning. Okay, Heathers. Yeah, I used to know exactly how that feels. Get 25. Try to increase the speed a little bit here so we can make sure we're as close to on time at 22nd Street as possible. Yeah, I have to say the lighting does look a lot better. Now they may have fixed this. Let's see, do they fix it where? Oh yeah, so it looks like we're able to ride outside here, going down this freeway. Whereas before we were put right back in the cab. So that's good. They treated this like it was a tunnel, which always kind of threw me for a loop. Might be a little bit late getting in here to 22nd Street. Oh yay, look at that. Now I can ride through the tunnel outside. Oh, they finally fixed that. Thank goodness. Hello, Mr. Adams. Well, give me a second, Pithers. I'll read what you wrote here once I stop. Might have gone a little too fast into here. Well, maybe not. We might slow just in time. Not too shabby for our first stop. Look at that. Not perfect, but pretty darn close. It was a crazy funny night last night with the other lads here in the festival. Nice. I'm good, Mr. Adams. How are you? So we still have, looks like we got there just in time. We still have flight sim this morning. Probably just going to be a quick flight. We're not going to go back to Spain because that's probably going to be a much longer flight still. So, we're going to do the flight from Lakefront to Baton Rouge, Louisiana this morning. So, yeah, that should be about an hour. I do have a meeting, but it's going to be online, so I have a little bit of a leeway. I'm not too worried about that. We're just going to do a video conference. So, alright, Bayshore is next. I love that we can ride through the tunnel now and not be stuck in the cab. Wait a, oh yeah, they are all on. Okay, cool. I would have thought the lights would have been a bit brighter, but I think they have a coating on the windows that it's to kind of keep this, you know, dim the sun coming in. So anyways. So yeah, that's the plan for today. We'll do that flight, and then we'll try to finish up the flight along the coast up to Barcelona and further, and then land. Maybe we'll do that another time. I need to plan that one a little bit better. I should have planned it a little bit better. Good morning, Amela. So yeah, we'll go back to kind of simple flying today. I think yesterday was a bit much. Now, of course, the one drawback here on this is going to be that the because we're driving at night, usually there's not enough light, natural light, although there is kind of, but it's going to be very kind of for my clip, you know, for this, not clip, but the, you know, the, we call it my little picture for the video when you know, I have to. Gives me 3 options after the whole thing processes. So yeah, I don't know how it's going to look. I need to start getting on the brakes a little bit here. As soon as we pass that 65, we'll come off the main line here to get on to stop at Bayshore. Go. I have to say, wow, I mean, look at, you got all those, you know, you kind of get the sense that there's little houses up there and everything, and it does have a good atmosphere, I think, for a late night service. You know, or 4 minutes after midnight. Just a bit past, but that's okay. We're still, our passengers are all on the platform, and that's the main thing we want to ensure. Yeah, very well lit interiors. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of the windows are tinted, I think. So yeah, because it does look a lot brighter inside. And yeah, we got here in time. Plenty of time. So, and the lights on the front here look, or it's all well lit, the track, like, you know, you're not squinting. Like if I was driving in here, I could see the track very clearly, I think. Whereas in the past, I think it was kind of just a bit muddied, the lighting. Now, of course, I have it set to high beam, or the bright, but yeah, that looks really good. All right, full 8 notches right out the bat. Let's get out of here. Oh, yeah, it wasn't until later in the day that I found out that we are in fact meeting, so and then I thought about it. I'm like, well, if I go back to Spain, 3 or so in the afternoon, it's going to be like super dark, and you're not going to be able to see anything. So I'd have to manipulate the the time in the game to make it light, you know. So anyway, it's all good. We'll go back there eventually. I need to plan it out a bit better, I think. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Otherwise, it just took way longer than I thought it would. And so, yeah, there's a couple of Union Pacific GP38s. They're always parked here with these racks empty. Like, I've never seen them moving or anything. They're always just sitting here. Alright, we're coming back onto the line here, so that's why we've got that 50 up ahead. Next stop is South San Francisco. Yeah, I think, you know, just kind of thinking about how the line looked before the update. You know, a lot of this was just, I don't think it was very well defined. The lighting certainly wasn't very well defined. I know I keep kind of talking about that, but it's the most, I think it's the most obvious difference with the update. You know, you got this street light on, you know, parking lot lights. And, you know, it makes it more, I know this is going to sound corny, but it makes the whole scene more intimate in a way. You know, like it feels more like what you would see in real life at this time, not including the stars or whatever, but just, you know, that there would be that sense of, you know, I don't know quite what I'm trying to say here, but I think it just makes it seem more like you know, something you would expect to see in real life, and that's good. The more that they improve upon that, you know, like these lights over these parking lots and stuff, like those little details, it's kind of like something you would expect to see in a well-designed, or, you know, well-made model train sort of scenario. Whether it's a whole route or just, you know, oh, I'm just showing this little piece of a branch line. All those little things like lighting and stuff like that, that all adds to the sense of realism that it's just a miniature version of the world. And this is a, you know, a virtual version of San Francisco, the Peninsula corridor, but the more those little things are added, the more it feels like, okay, yeah, I would expect to see these lights on, and maybe there's some people working here overnight. You know, they're in their offices, or they're working on software code, and these are the nighttime workers who come in to crunch the code or whatever. You know, not that, you know, the same cars that are here now would probably be the same cars we would see in a daytime service, but it just gives that sense of, you know, a realistic scene. We still got a little bit of weird stuff with these hoppers here, but that doesn't bother me really one way or the other. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure that's something that they're still going to have to continue to improve upon. So it's okay. We're doing pretty good on our stops. We've not blown through or anything crazy, I don't think. So far on our all-stop service to San Jose. San Bruno will be next. But yeah, I think, you know, and I'm always a bit leery about doing a service, you know, at this time of in the game. You know, it's 4 minutes after midnight. It's now almost 30 past. But yeah, I mean, it just looks so much better, I think. Now, if they could update their scans, that's one thing. If they've still got a contract with Caltrain and Peninsula Corridor, if there's a way that they could update their scans for this route, it would be amazing, I think. It would be even better rendered, especially given now that we have a newer Unreal Engine. Man, this route would be even better. You know, because now if you add in the infrastructure for the electrification and you add in the change to Hillsdale, I think it was, that would just totally, it would be amazing. If they could put that in for the next version of Train Sim World, whatever it's Train Sim World 3, or, you know, or they just go in and do a massive overhaul of this route in Train Sim World 2 to update it to what it looks like now. Because I think when they scanned this was, you know, I don't know how long ago the scan was, but, you know, there's been a lot of changes. So if they updated it like what we see in like Cathcart Circle or Hamburg to Lübeck or any of those routes, you know, I think that would be absolutely phenomenal. Alright, San Bruno, we're going to climb up the hill here, kind of. And then we'll be stopping. I got to get on the brakes here a little bit. Nope. I got in a little bit early though. But going up this little bit of an incline here, we'll kind of use gravity to slow us down, climbing up the hill here. Yeah, I'd gladly go back and try to scan it for them if they wanted. You pay for my airfare and my hotel, and I would get you. I'll get you all the way from San Jose or San Francisco to Gilroy. Put the whole thing in there. Oh my goodness, that would be. If we could get all the way to Gilroy in the game, it would be fantastic, I think. Oops. Kind of quiet chat today. That's okay, I guess. I think some people are still recovering from that epic flight yesterday. I don't know. That's all right. Let's get the doors locked. All right, Millbrae is next. Now, since we're no longer going through the tunnels, they need the sand. I'm looking for this one. Now, see, that's kind of weird. It has this weird sort of... There we go. Now it disappeared. Yeah, now we're just chilling here in the cab. We got the lights off. We can put them back. Just so you can kind of see the... Not that we're usually in here, but we can right in here for a little bit while we approach Millbrae. There's a lot of buttons we don't really... that's for the safety thing, so like when we pull in, I'll hit that switch once we pull into Millbrae. The lights up here should kind of flash back and forth. It's a safety device sort of thing in conjunction with the bell. I'm still here just working away in the background. Got a few jobs that need to be done on the ride. Okay, pillars, cool. But yeah, I'll hit that button and kind of show you what that's all about. I'm really going to be sorry to see these go. I'm not going to lie. This is a... Well, I'm sorry to see all the diesels go off the line. I get the idea of going electric, but yeah, it's sad personally to see. But so when I caught the train to go towards San Jose when I was home a few months ago, God, it's already been a few months. That's crazy. This is the side I did catch it on and all that. So, but unfortunately, they were only running the F40s. I saw very few MP36s. So, all right. So here's what we get with this. Get that lights going back and forth sort of thing. So if you want to, you know, if you're near a passenger crossing or, you know, sidewalk or whatever, and you wanted to alert people or something, that's one way you can do it. And it goes for a bit and then it turns off on its own, I think. There, it just did. Alright, Burlingame is next. I've got the stream on in my phone, bud, but sound is playing through the... oh, okay. Yeah, one of the interesting things is, and I think all the, well, Peninsula Corridor and BART, everything is kind of by zones. You pay by riding from this zone to this zone, and this is how much the ticket's going to cost. No, you can do that, or you can do a, you could buy an all-day pass sort of thing. A lot of people have, there's this, I forget what it was called, but it's a card. It's almost like a debit card. You load that up and you tap that to pay, and you just, you know, I think people have like a monthly pass on that sort of thing, so they just ding, you know, that's how they pay for their fare. But yeah, I think they're trying to do away with the printed ticket sort of thing, you know, to minimize the impact on the environment, you know, because then it's just adding more waste sort of thing. So yeah, this is this looks really good. Nice chilled morning stream here a little after midnight, going on 1 o'clock soon. Having my coffee. Might be the first time in a while that I've actually finished a cup of coffee. Lately, I get so wrapped up in the streaming and everything, I tend to forget my coffee, and then I'll take a swig of it and it's already kind of cooled way down, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can't drink this anymore. Yeah, this looks really good at night. I didn't quite know what to expect, but this has so far in many ways exceeded my expectations. I thought it wasn't going to look all that good, but yeah, the only thing that I just I'll point it out one more time and then I'll let it be. The stars are a bit unnatural. If they had, like some of the kind of stars we see a bit maybe in Flight Simulator where it seems more natural, then it would look a lot better. That just seems like overdone. If we were, now I could see that maybe if we were on Cane Creek, that many stars on a clear night, because we're out in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot of other light, around that would drown out the starlight. So oh yeah, we made it. So far we've been on time. We're not really nailing our stops, but that's okay. We're having a good time. I've got another case of beer to get through. Oh, okay. Oh. You're bringing back memories. Cases of beer. God. Ugh. The tricky part on some of these areas, we have we're going uphill, so it's try to get off the brakes just quickly enough and then get on the throttle right away, and then you shouldn't roll back too much, if at all. Alright, San Mateo is next. Oh man, I'll pop back inside the cab. It's interesting, now that I can ride outside the cab pretty much all the time, I hardly ever ride here inside the cab, and I should. Let's put on another light here just to kind of light things up a bit. So there's your stand, there's the fuse cabinet, you can turn on your alerter stuff there. There's some other switches you could throw, but yeah, generally it's a pretty straightforward. The only thing that most people struggle with is the setting up the HEP system. But that's, once you do it, it's almost second nature after a while. You just hit that start, and then you hit on, and you turn that to run, and then your passengers have lights. It's, I never really thought about it. Don't worry, I'm on the T at the moment trying to work through this hangover. All right. But yeah, it's not so bad really. Once you've done it enough times, you just remember, hey, on a nighttime service, of course, we'd like to have our passengers in a well-lit passenger area partially for their safety, and certainly I think part of it too is in the times in the Bay Area where the weather is really kind of yucky, it gives you a weird sense of warmth having the lights on, I think. If that makes any sense. We are way early into San Mateo, so we're just going to get off the brakes now and then kind of coast into our stop here and get back on them. That's a pretty good stop. Not perfect, but that's okay. Can't always be perfect. Otherwise, you'll drive yourself bonkers. Yeah, but just always remember, because these are all off. It's not like in the F40 where you just have to throw on like the generator field in some of them. You have to turn on all three of these. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere. We don't really need a dynamic brake. Gauge brightness stuff right there. It's up to 100%. We don't need a heater on or anything. There's your wipers right there for this side, and then the wipers are over there for that side. So if you feel like you need to throw the wipers on, that's how you do it. Because I always forget sometimes where the wipers are in this locomotive, but that's your for these two windows right here. There's the switches right there. All right, Hayward Park is next. Yeah, this has got some good light here. If we just leave that one on and then my desk light, that lights up the cab fairly well, I think. Let's just take a look from the outside. Yeah. So it's not overbearing to the driver or anything. So in this area, for those of you who haven't watched before, so a lot of these stations coming up, they're very close together. Quick runs from one station to the other. As long as you get up to notch 8, you should be on time for pretty much all of them. But watch your speed, get off the throttle, and then start braking so that you don't blow past the station too. But an all-stop service, I mean, it's very tedious, but it's a lot of fun because you just zip right up to the next station, offload the passengers, go. You have a very limited amount of waiting time really at the stations for the most part, if you time everything fairly correctly. It's a bit of a challenge, but it's very rewarding once you're able to do it, I think. I gotta find a way to fund a trip back to the Bay Area, honestly, before I really want to go back and get. I want to go back. There's two things, or at least two things I want to do. I want to go back and get pictures of the locomotives, whether the F40s or the MP36s. I want to ride on the bi-level cab cars, and I want to record the entire ride. You know, not worry about trying to do it on Twitch, which didn't seem to work, but take my video camera and just record the entire thing. You know, and actually get out, explore some of the stations. You know, I wanted to do that, and I really didn't. And part of it is because with maybe they only have so many train services during the day, you may be there for an hour. So it's like, if you stop at, you know, Palo Alto, for instance, you know, you might have enough time to grab a bite to eat there somewhere, and then be back in time for the next train going towards San Jose. Yeah, I'd have to plan that a little bit better too. All right, Hillsdale. This is the one that's been changed. If you've heard me talk about it, this is an elevated platform now. They've added a layer of ballast, and kind of like what we saw in San Bruno, it's very similar. But this time now the platform is in the middle of in between the two tracks. The side stuff is gone. But I do believe the old little station house there is still standing. I didn't really get a good look to see if it was, but I'm pretty sure it is. Palm trees. I don't even know if those palm trees are still there. Very California sort of thing. Palm trees. So we were going to leave just a bit behind here, but that's okay. As soon as the doors are closed, we should be able to go to Notch 8 right away. There we go. Belmont is next. Oh, I watched, kind of off topic here. If you're looking for a good movie to watch on Netflix, I highly, highly recommend a movie called Chef with, well, two movies I can highly recommend. One is called Chef with Jon Favreau. It's a story about a chef, Jon Favreau's character, who gets fired from his job and everything that kind of happens after that. Really, really good movie. It's one of those, for some people, might be a bit of a tearjerker, but it's very well acted. Very, I think he produced, directed, wrote it. Yeah, just absolutely great story. And then I watched another movie. It's called The Railway Man, and it's a based on a true story of a British soldier who was captured in his entire unit. They surrendered to the Japanese in World War II and all that. And it's a story, I think, about, well, it's about a couple things. One, it's about love, and it's also about forgiveness and redemption. Colin Firth's in that one, very well acted. You know, it's a bit of a tough movie to watch during some of the scenes of the torture and all that, but it's a really amazing movie. I'd never heard of it before. It's one of those movies that it's kind of released under the radar, and you know, I'd never heard of it before, but it's based on a true story of a British officer, Eric Lomax, and oops, no. All right, let's get the doors unlocked. Stopped a little short, but that's okay. We should be all on the platform here, I do believe. Yeah, we are. Now, I kind of wish, maybe this looks like it's got a faint glow, but I wish the clocks were lit up, because I think they are in real life, but that's just it's not a deal breaker. But I think it'd be kind of cool if they were actually lit up from behind. But yeah, if you're looking for some movies to watch on Netflix, The Chef, or just Chef, not The Chef, but just Chef, with Jon Favreau, and then The Railway Man with Colin Firth. And Nicole Kidman plays his wife in the movie. And I almost didn't recognize her. She looks way different because her hair is much shorter. And a little bit of a roll back here. San Carlos is next. One of the lads who's working on a different ride just shouted across saying, "The Railway Man film." Yeah. Or The Railway Man. Yeah, it's an awesome movie. I didn't know what to expect. Yeah. I always like the movie. Colin Firth has generally always been in some really... I love The King's Speech. I think he was really awesome in that. Yeah. Really, really good movie. Kind of reminds me a bit of... I saw... I think it was Undaunted Courage, the story about the American soldier who was tortured, and he was like I think he was in the Army Air Corps, and they got shot down, and he got captured and all that. Yeah, that was a really good movie too. Really glad that what's her name? Angelina Jolie put the money up for that movie to be made. Good morning, Richard. So yeah, if you're looking for recommendations, I can highly recommend those too. There's so much on Netflix I got to catch up on. I want to watch the documentary called The Cocaine Cowboys. It's supposed to be the true story of these two school friends that became huge drug kingpins in Miami back in the 80s when cocaine was the main drug of choice. Kind of curious to see what that story is like. Yeah, always looking for interesting things to watch, and you know, if I see something that seems like it's going to be interesting, I'll certainly recommend it. I should start doing movie reviews, maybe. Alright, let's get the doors shut, get the brakes off.
The doors are about to close.
Go. Redwood City is next. Cocaine Cowboys is another fantastic film. Yeah, I do like, I mean, Netflix has some really, really good documentaries out there. Even if you don't always agree with the subject matter or how things are portrayed, or you know, they're always just one of the things that I do like the most is that it gives it. You think you know a story, and then when you actually hear what happened, it kind of blows your mind. You know, like I think I saw the one about the Hillside Strangler down there in L.A. and it was about the two cops that, you know, kind of went after him and the toll that it took on them. So, yeah, really, really good, interesting movie, story. Just gotta look at the text here. Yeah, I always like, you know, yeah, they really, I think Netflix, aside from the movies that they produce and series and all that, but their documentary stuff is just, it's really, really eye-opening a lot of times. Alright, coming into Redwood City. Climate best by government test. We'll see the arch here on the right hand side as we come in any moment now. There it is. I think that's all in real life. That's got a it's got a neon sign that would be lit up. Although maybe it would be turned off at a certain point, but I think we might actually nail our first stop here. Oh, look at that. Alright. Get the brakes off, the doors are shutting, so we can depart henceforth to Menlo Park. Depart expeditiously. Alright, so yeah, we do have the now some of the stations are starting to kind of spread out here a bit. Menlo Park. So yeah, a little after 1 in the morning here, on our way to San Jose. If you don't know your way to San Jose, you will Menlo Park here. Okay. Super duper quiet in the chat. I'm guessing if Mick's here, he must be lurking. He might be working on something else at the moment. I kind of suspect. Yeah, there's one of the old train buildings here. Oh, it's a bicycle shelter. Oh. Maybe they repurposed it. All right, Palo Alto. One of my most favorite stations, Palo Alto. Coming up. So if I remember correctly, we should have a roadmap update today. Train symbol 2. Should start to see some more information. I think Thursday they said they're doing the Riesa to Dresden route reveal. Kind of, like initial kind of showing you a little bit about it and how it's going to look and how it plays maybe. I wonder if Matt and them are going to do a actual run on the route, I'm guessing. So we'll get the next week we'll get the what do you call it, the season's pass. Alright, California Avenue is next. I'm gonna try to get a few extra points. We're like ridiculously early, so might as well try to get those 500 points right there. Ooh, that's... I don't want to get off the brakes just yet. We got a little bit of time before we can start rolling here. Alright, San Antonio is next. Coming almost to the end here. Still got, there's San Antonio. She stopped at Mountain View after San Antonio. Tomorrow's Train Sim World 2 stream will be on... Let's go to Cathcart Circle. Yeah. Why not? Let's go Cathcart Circle. See how it looks with the update. I mean, it already looked pretty darn good, but I think we'll have some even better detailing with the update. So, yeah, we'll do that one tomorrow. Ooh, I might have to really get on the brakes here. Wasn't paying attention to my distances here. I think we'll be okay though. Probably scared the bejesus out of the passengers though. So we kind of got on the brakes pretty hard. There we go. All right. Yep, Mountain View is next. There we go. I might... Let's see, it's going to be a little after 8 by the time we get done with this, because it's 7:44 now. I'm going just over an hour. I might take about 10 minutes, so we might just go right into Flight Sim. Have a very short break, and then we'll go to Flight Sim. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We won't wait till 9. We'll just try to knock them out. Give me enough time to have a small bite of breakfast or something, and then Yeah, we'll do that instead of wait until 9. I'd like to have it done so then I have a little bit of time before the meeting starts to do anything else that needs to be done before that at 11. So I don't want to chance any sort of hiccups. If we wait till 9, it might spill over, and then yeah, we'll do it that way. Well, thank you all for coming in today, hanging out, even if you're lurking. Other favorite station, Mountain View. Go a little bit past here. All right. Remember correctly, these are bike lockers. Alright, get the doors closed. Sunnyvale is next. So we only have that much left to go. We are more than halfway there. Just about 3/4 of the way. Shooting out the station. Not sure that the passengers would appreciate that. They like to have like this nice gentle go out the station that way. I think if we try that though, we'll never be on time. So it's light rail system there that shoots off. Now I thought they used to have, maybe I remember it in Train Sim World 2020, that they did have the poles up for the overhead electrical system there. Then all of a sudden they took them down in the game. I don't know why. But they are there in real life. Sunnyvale, then Lawrence. Alright, we got a yellow there. I always have a tough time at this station. I don't know why. Oh well, we're still on time. That's the important thing. So we have a yellow there, and then we have a 50. So we are, yeah, Lawrence is next. So yeah, we're gonna come off the line here. That's why we got that 50 mile an hour, and then we're gonna stop right there. And then we should have Santa Clara, I think, after that, and then San Jose. Oops. Wasn't paying attention to the speed. Try to get back on the throttle here, try to maintain our momentum. We should still be there on plenty of time. Coming into Lawrence. Should have a, yeah, there's a red just past the station there. We have we'll wait, it'll turn yellow or something once we're done with the passenger. I don't think there's anybody behind us that's like a faster service. Try to kind of coast in here a little bit. There we go. Nailed that one. Alright, the door is locked. Yep, Santa Clara is next. There we go, it goes yellow. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed today's trip on the Peninsula Corridor. Back on the throttle here since we got back on the main line and we can get back up to 79 miles an hour. Maintain our on time. So yeah, that should be it. I don't think we're going to stop here. On our way to San Jose. We're not trailing another train either, but I think we're going to have a red when we get to Santa Clara there. Why, I don't know, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's 8 now. So probably look at an 8:30. Maybe 8:20. We'll say for sure once we get into San Jose. Be a quick turnaround. quick 10-minute or so break, and then we'll get be on Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh boy, I'm going way too fast coming in here. Tell you what, the brakes have been phenomenal on this today. We've been able to slow down very reasonably. Oh, look at that stop. It doesn't get much better than that. And we're still on time. We will get our max points for stopping and for passengers. Now it's interesting that there is this thing saying platform closed, so I don't think anybody's supposed to be getting off here past that sign, so alright, San Jose is next. What's up, Amilla? You said, ooh. What did I miss something? Got a bit of that looping sound. Ride in the cab here. Oops, oh boy, I'm going to be definitely over speeding here. Let's see if the brakes manage to get us down to 40 miles an hour before we hit that speed change. I think we will. There we go. Ta-da. Now there is a small station here, right there. I don't think it's in use anymore. Oh, look at the CMOF facility here. Very well lit. Now, early on, I used to struggle with the distance to the 20 mile an hour. I would slow way down very, very early, and then we'd pull into San Jose late. Look at that. All right, yeah, let's go out here and look at this. This looks phenomenal. You got a service there. A couple service looks like they're ready to pull in over there to San Jose for to start their runs on the Peninsula corridor at some point. There's the arena where the Sharks play. I tell you, there's enough lighting that you could still pick out some of the major sort of landmarks. Although, traditionally I think the arena would be well lit. You would see maybe like the Sharks logo lit up or something like that. I haven't watched a hockey game. They do have a minor league hockey team here in town that's associated with or affiliated with the New Jersey Devils. It used to be the affiliated with the Senators hockey team. Actually, a movie with Paul Newman. It was a hockey movie, and part of it was filmed here at the arena here in Binghamton. It's called Slapshot. There we are. Overall, really good service, I think. We didn't have any major hiccups. We weren't late at any point. Yeah, good stuff. Go ahead and get that light turned off over there. Don't need that on anymore. Lock the doors. Turn off the reading light. There we are. Should be another gold medal easily. There we go. Massive points there. Almost catching up to our other locomotive that we're topped off on. All right, that's going to be it. So, yeah, give me about, we'll go 8:20. So, 8:20, we'll be back on Flight Simulator. Until then, enjoy. I'll see you in about 10 minutes. All right, take care.